All right, so example 4 in 4-5, where we solve all the types of multiplication, division, addition, subtraction, and decimals. All right, so again, inverse operations or relationships. So they're telling me to add $5.40, 43 cents. I'm going to subtract $5.43 from both sides. As long as I do it to both sides, I have maintained my equality. Minus 548, 543, sorry. Draw my line. These cancel. They equal 0, so I'm left with m is equal to. Alexa, what's 9.28 minus 5.43?
9.28 minus 5.43 is 3.85.
So that's the way we want you to do it. That's how it should look. You'll see in the next slide probably the way the book does it, but notice what you should be looking for is the 3.85. 3.85. All right. Next one. They're telling us to divide by 2.5. Inverse operations, we're going to multiply both sides by 2.5. So when we do that, we put parentheses around it, and on the outside of the parentheses, we write 2.5. Over here, 2.5. X divided by 2.5 times 2.5, divide, then multiply by, just cancels out, and I'm left with x is equal to 40 times 2.5. Let's see, 40 times 2 is going to give me 80, and then half of 40 is 20, so that's going to be 100. There's our x is 100. Again, the way they do it is not not that it's wrong. We just don't want you to do it all along one line. We want to see this work. All right, this time they ask us to y minus 6.2 equals 2.9. Inverse operations, we're going to do plus 6.2. As long as we do it to both sides. They cancel, and I'm left with y is equal to. Alexa, what's 2.9 plus 6.2?
2.9 plus 6.2 is 9.1.
And 9.1. All right, again, we don't want you to do it on the line. We want you to show your work like this. And try it.
Carmen spent $12.50 for a new notebook and a compass. The notebook cost $6.35. Write and solve an equation to find C, the cost of the compass.
All right, I think I'm just going to quickly draw a bar model, make sure I understand this question. We know the total that he spent was $12.50. So the bar that I'm going to draw is going to be equal to the total of $12.50. All right. We know a new notebook and a compass is what he bought. So the bar model here represents a new notebook and a compass. The notebook is $6.35. I'm just going to kind of ballpark that and say this is $6.35. The thing that I don't know anything about is C, the cost of the compass. All right. But I do know that 635 plus C has to equal the total of what he spent, $12.50, assuming there was no tax and that kind of thing. All right, so again, that's sometimes the hardest part. Once we have that, we can go ahead and do our inverse operations or our inverse relationships that the book calls it. They're telling us to add 635. We're going to do the exact opposite of that. And we're going to subtract 635 from both sides. Again, maintain that equality as long as you're doing it to both sides. And you're maintaining that equality. They're still equal to each other. So that cancels, and C is equal to $6.15. Just check my math on that one. Alexa, what is $12.50 minus $6.35?
1,250 minus 635 is 615.
All right, so there we go. Word problems, so we need some words. Carmen, right in South, the cost of the compass was $6.15. All right. So the questions that go with example 4 are 15, 17, 18, and 39. I will copy those down. Make sure you write them in your notebook and then get to it. All right, once again, 15, 17, 18, and 39. Please do those ones. Raise your hands for any questions. Good luck.